Well, a lot of things are happening when it comes to Philippines. The country is hosting the ASEAN foreign ministers meeting. This situation in South China Sea as well. Relationship with India has been growing leaps and bounds. Welcome to WION, sir. It's great meeting you and having conversation as always. Your Excellency, my first question to you will be: what's happening in South China Sea? In past 24 hours, we have seen visuals, summonings happening both sides as well. But exactly what is the situation? Something that we want to know.
Thank you very much, Sidhant, and again, pleasure talking to your audience. No, so well, unfortunately, yeah, over July 20th, if I'm not mistaken, we had an incident near Second Thomas Shoal, which we call in the Philippines, Ayungin Shoal. There was an encounter, and it turned violent on the part of the Chinese, injuring one of our Navy men who were, there for legitimate purposes. I think at the outset, what bears saying is that Ayungin Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, is within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. It is low tide elevation, not subject to sovereignty claims, and the Chinese side has no law enforcement authority over that area. It's exclusively within Philippine EEZ, and that's not subject to sovereignty claims. So, whatever they say about law enforcement, etc., there's just no legal basis for that under the UNCLOS and under the arbitral award, whose 10th anniversary we celebrated just last week.
The arbitral award, the 10th anniversary. Now, first, how do you see India's stance on it? We saw a statement by the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. And also, why is this award important for the Indo Pacific?
Thank you. At the outset, I think it's important to convey words of appreciation to the government of India, to our Indian friends and partners, and strategic partner at that. For that pronouncement by the spokesperson last week on the 10th anniversary of the award, calling it an important milestone and as a basis for the peaceful settlement of disputes in accordance with law. The arbitral award is important, even though it's legally, technically binding only to the Philippines and China as parties to the case. But the rulings, the clarification of provisions of the UNCLOS has broader implications beyond the case in the South China Sea. For instance, the clarification by the tribunal as to what is an island, what entitlements are there for the features in the South China Sea, what does it mean for an island to be able to be self-sustaining. These are definitions that have broader implications beyond just the South China Sea and stands to benefit efforts to clarify the application of the UNCLOS everywhere else. So it's an important contribution to international law, especially to maritime law and the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea.
Now, you're going to host a big meeting, the foreign ministers meeting, and then, of course, the summit in November. India is going to participate. The Indian External Affairs Minister is going to your country. What will be the key focus, key conversations when it comes to the foreign minister's visit?
Well, for the Philippines, our chairmanship theme is navigating our future together, and that means bringing, harnessing collective action by all the parties towards addressing the issues, of our time, which is now energy security. Hopefully, the peaceful settlement of conflicts that are impacting us, not just politically and from a security standpoint, but also from an energy, food security, and even the safety of our nationals standpoint. So within this theme, the Philippines is advancing peace and security anchors, prosperity corridors, meaning to say supply chain resilience, ensuring critical supplies of minerals and technology, etc. And we welcome very much, of course, the involvement of India in this exercise. India, since 1992, has always been an ardent supporter of ASEAN, and now we are in a comprehensive strategic partnership. And the visit of EAM to Manila and his participation in the ASEAN-related meetings reinforces this commitment of India to ASEAN, ASEAN centrality, ASEAN unity, but beyond that also India's own support, for various aspects of our, work as ASEAN India. For instance, connectivity, for instance, supporting digital public infrastructure, and many others. So it's a very important and welcome signal, and a consistent, actually consistent show of Indian support for ASEAN, which we appreciate very much.
And how are the BrahMos batteries, the missiles, working in terms of the acquisition that took place? Now we know that while Philippines was the first country, more countries since then have acquired it. Indonesia recently announced, Vietnam has acquired. How do you see BrahMos and more defense engagement with India?
Well, the BrahMos, I think, from the time I arrived here, I've always reinforced the message that the BrahMos, is a very important contribution to the Philippines' effort to achieve credible deterrence by the technology, its speed, and its reach, the extended range affords the Philippines the ability to deter and even deny, AADA2 and all these concepts, no, of military operation. So it enhances our defense in a very significant way. This is the first acquisition of its kind, for our arsenal, and part of a broader modernization effort, ongoing modernization effort by the Philippines. Beyond BrahMos, of course, we have good defense engagements with India. Certainly, in terms of defense equipment and technology, we are not just looking at BrahMos. India has become one of the top of mind partners in a broader roster of partners when it comes to potential sourcing by our armed forces, and we're happy that India has joined that, just by virtue of the strength of India's indigenous defense industry. And beyond individual articles, we are hopeful and we're looking at opportunities for India to also help the Philippines as we try to develop our own indigenous defense industry. So just a broader, a very broad menu of opportunities there in the defense arena for the Philippines and India to continue our collaboration.
More acquisitions on the anvil when it comes to BrahMos?
That's a decision that's up to our defense and military establishment. Of course, as embassy, our work is to be facilitative and to urge the process along. So if something like that comes up, the embassy would certainly do its part. But for now, I think I'll speak more broadly in terms of the embassy support and the Philippine government's commitment to enhancing our broader defense engagement with India. Defense equipment, military training and education. We just had graduates from the Indian Military Academy, and policy exchanges and experience exchanges through service level dialogues, Air Force, Navy, etc. So, from the broad to the particular, everything's moving fine, and we're happy to support it.
On that note, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for speaking to WION on a range of issues from South China Sea to your country hosting the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Sibal.